Many people think of wetlands as barren areas void of life, but it's really the exact opposite. The West Creek Wetlands Learning Center in St. Mary's is teeming with wildlife and activity. From school groups to the general community, anyone is welcome to the center to learn why wetlands are so important and what they do for cities and towns.
West Creek Wetland Learning Center became established in St. Mary's sort of as a joint cooperative between the West Penn Power and the County of Elk. So West Penn Power actually owns the property, and then the County of Elk has a long-term lease with them. And the county sort of wanted an entity to do educational programming and things like that, teach people about wetlands, help take care of the property, get kids out here, get kids an opportunity to experience some outdoor activities. And the Conservation District was just a natural fit for that. So the county has the lease with West Penn, and then we have an agreement with the county where we operate and maintain the wetlands. We bring Girl Scout troops out here. We do a variety of community functions out here. People love the wetlands. I think that one of the things a lot of people don't realize about wetlands is how diverse they are. It's an astonishing amount of threatened and endangered species call wetlands their home. So I think a lot of times people think as wetlands as being flooded areas that don't have a lot of life to them, and that's simply not true. It's actually very opposite of that. So, there's beavers and salamanders and turtles and ducks and red-winged blackbirds just from a wildlife standpoint. We saw a deer walking in on the road this morning when we came in. Just today I've seen squirrels, moles, things like that, and that's literally just the wildlife. So, when we look around, the diversity of the plant species is incredible too. So I think people are often surprised at the amount of stuff that they can see out here, and that's really cool because it's neat to help people reorient their minds a little bit. We were out here this morning at the wetlands. You met us out here. We had a meeting prior to this, and we're looking at redoing the surface of the trail. It needs some improvements. It's pretty it's not overgrown in that it's unstable, but we mow it. But for handicap and things like that, it could be more accessible. So we're looking at upgrading the trail capacity to be more handicap accessible. We also talked about elevating the dock here that we're on. It functions well how it is. However, you can see behind me that the cattails are kind of at eye level or at chest height. It's a little hard to see what's out there. And if we were up a little bit higher, you'd have a better vantage point to see beavers, to see turtles, to see ducks, things like that. So future plans include, redoing the observation platform, hopefully elevating it a little bit. We have a lot of young kids, a lot of youth are really interested in the outdoors. They really value our natural resources. They really value, these wild spaces where they can get outside. And I think historically, maybe that wasn't always true. It seems like there was, a time where this sort of stuff was taken for granted. And it seems like, at least with our youth, it's not being taken for granted as much as it used to be. So that's really, really encouraging. And then the number of older folks that just love a place to get out where they can feel comfortable. The trail's relatively flat. There's no big hills or steep things like that they would have to climb. It's a short trail. Our walking trail around the wetlands is approximately 1/4 of a mile. So, you could do 1/4, you could do a 1/2 mile, so on and so forth, whatever your comfort level is. And I think that that's a great resource for elderly folks.
Really a great trail for you to get out and enjoy the fresh air. Now, after the break, wetlands connection to the Upstream Art Project. We'll be right back. Wetlands and upstream art. The two are closely connected, and Victoria explains their relationship.
So, we did this project to raise awareness about stormwater and storm drains, but to kind of tie that back into where we're at right now, the West Creek Wetland Learning Center, and just wetlands in general. Wetlands are a great resource as far as retaining water. We've all seen that storm capacities are increasing, that we see more flooding in our downtown areas because of the increased rainwater that we're getting. And a lot of times, people don't realize what a role wetlands play in retaining some of that water. They withhold water, they absorb water and can hold it here, not only to filter it out, so getting rid of some of that garbage and some of those pollutants that are going to be in there, but also holding that water back in this location so it's not flowing downstream at an increased velocity. So You know, wetlands are kind of these sinks for water, and they can hold onto it for multiple days and kind of do a slow release. So they're the natural version of those stormwater basins that you see outside of every shopping mall and every Walmart that are collecting water from the parking lot. This is the natural version of that, and natural is always best.
In the city and even nearby the city, there's really not parks or trails or things like that that have water features. And you know, with water features, you get access to, you know, encounter a lot more wildlife, encounter a lot more different species of things. And I think that that's how you learn to care about it. You know, you have to encounter a beaver and think that it's neat and think that it's beautiful in order to start caring about them and in order to start caring about the wetlands. And ultimately at the Conservation District, that's one of our goals, you know, to try to get people to care about our environment, care about, you know, our natural resources here. So I think it's really cool how that, you know, helps us achieve our mission.
And that does it for this episode of Kaleidoscope. To learn more about Kaleidoscope, check us out online or like our Facebook page. And as I always say, for a different view of our region, look at life through our kaleidoscope. We'll see you next weekend.